In this video, we'll learn about JavaScript, a programming language used to create interactive and dynamic websites. We'll cover the basic concepts, including variables, data types, functions, conditions, and loops. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of JavaScript fundamentals and be ready to start building your own web projects. First, open the main.js file and type console log hello world. This statement tells JavaScript to print a message to the browser's console. Next, save the file and open your web page in the browser. To see the output, open the developer tools by pressing F12 or right-clicking on the page and selecting Inspect. Then, navigate to the Console tab, where you'll see the message Hello World displayed. This is a simple way to test that your JavaScript code is running correctly. A variable is a container used to store data in a program. Variables make it possible to save information and use it throughout your code. In JavaScript, variables are commonly created using the let, const, or var keywords. A data type defines the kind of value stored in a variable. Different data types are used to represent different kinds of information, such as text, numbers, true-false values, lists, and collections of related data. First, we create a variable called name and assign it the value John. This is a string, which is used to store text. Strings are always enclosed in quotation marks. We then use console log to display the value of the variable in the console. Next, we create a variable called age and assign it the value 25. This is a number data type, which is used for numerical values. The student variable stores a Boolean value, false, which represents either true or false. The hobbies variable stores an array containing multiple values, reading and coding. Arrays are used to store lists of data. Finally, the person variable stores an object with two properties, name and age. The console log statements are used to display information stored in variables within the browser's developer console. This is a common technique used by developers to test and debug their code by verifying that variables contain the expected values. In this example, each variable is printed with a descriptive label, making the output easier to read and understand. By viewing the console output, we can confirm that the variables have been created correctly and that their values are being stored and accessed as intended. To change a variable in JavaScript, you simply assign a new value to it. In this case, the variable age is updated by writing age equals 35, which replaces its previous value with a new one. After updating the variable, we use console log new age, to display the updated value in the console. This helps us confirm that the variable has been successfully changed and now holds the new value of 35. Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform a specific task. They help make code cleaner, more organized, and easier to reuse. In this example, we first define a function called greet using a function declaration. It takes one input called person name and returns a greeting message by combining the text hello with a given name. Next, we create an arrow function called add, which is a shorter and modern way of writing functions in JavaScript. This function takes two numbers, a and b, and returns their sum. After defining the functions, we call them using different values. The greet function is used to print greetings for John and Emily. The add function is used to calculate and display the results of 5 plus 3 and 10 plus 25. The results are shown in the console using console log, which helps us see the output of each function. The document object model, DOM, is a programming interface that represents an HTML page as a tree of objects. JavaScript uses the DOM to interact with web page elements, allowing developers to read, change, and update content dynamically without reloading the page. In this example, we begin by selecting elements from the HTML document using document_getElementBind. This method finds elements based on their unique ID attributes. We store references to three elements: greeting, which refers to a heading element, button, which refers to a button, and output, which refers to a section where we will display messages. After selecting the elements, we immediately modify the web page by changing the text inside the heading. This is done using the text content property, which updates the visible text of an element. We set it to Hello, JavaScript, demonstrating how JavaScript can directly control what the user sees on the screen. Next, we add interactivity using an event listener. The Add Event Listener Click method allows us to run a function whenever the button is clicked. Inside this function, we update the output L text to show a message saying button was clicked, quotation mark. This example shows how JavaScript can combine element selection, content updating, and event handling to create interactive web pages. Instead of static content, the page becomes dynamic and responsive to user actions, which is a core concept in modern web development. Next, open the HTML page in the browser. You will see the heading, H1, a button, and a paragraph, P, on the screen. When the page loads, JavaScript updates the H1 title text and makes it display Hello, JavaScript. Then, when you click the button, it changes the text inside the paragraph, P, to show a message like button was clicked. This demonstrates how JavaScript can dynamically update HTML elements in real time. Conditionals and loops are two of the most important building blocks in programming because they allow a program to make decisions and repeat actions automatically. Conditionals in JavaScript are used to run different blocks of code depending on whether a condition is true or false. In this example, we start with a variable called score and assign it the value 85. The program then evaluates this value using an if, else structure. First, the condition score equals 90 is checked. If this is true, the program prints grade A. If it is false, the program moves to the next condition, score equals 80, and checks again. Since the score is 85, this condition becomes true, and the program prints grade B. The remaining conditions are skipped because only one block in the chain will execute. If none of the conditions were true, the else block would run and print grade fail. This shows how conditionals help programs choose between multiple outcomes based on data. Loops are used when we want to repeat a task multiple times without rewriting the same code. In this example, a for loop is used to print numbers from 1 to 5. The loop starts by initializing a counter variable I at 1. It then checks whether I is less than or equal to 5. If the condition is true, it runs the code inside the loop and prints the current value of I after each iteration. I is increased by 1 using I++. This process repeats until the condition becomes false, at which point the loop stops. We also use another important type of loop to work with arrays in JavaScript. Arrays often contain multiple values, and instead of manually writing code for each item, we can use built-in looping methods to handle them efficiently. In this example, we have an array called hobbies, which stores 3 values, reading, basketball, and volleyball. Each item in the array represents a single hobby, and all items are grouped together under one variable. Instead of accessing each element individually using its index, we use the for each method. This method automatically loops through every element in the array from start to finish. It runs a function once for each item, making the process much faster and cleaner. Inside the for each method, we define a function that receives 2 important values. The first value is the current element in the array, which we call hobby. This represents the actual value like reading or basketball. The second value is the index, which tells us the position of the item in the array starting from 0. We then use console log to display each item in a structured format. By combining the index plus 1, so it starts from 1 instead of 0, with a hobby name, we create a clean numbered list of all hobbies. This approach is very powerful because it removes the need for repetitive manual coding. If the array grows or changes, the for each method will automatically adjust and process all items without requiring any changes to the loop itself. This makes code easier to read, maintain, and scale in real-world applications where lists of data are commonly used. This tutorial explores the basics of JavaScript, including variables, data types, functions, DOM manipulation, conditionals, and loops. It explains how variables store different types of data and how functions help reuse code for specific tasks. It also shows how JavaScript can interact with HTML elements to create dynamic web pages and respond to user actions like button clicks. Finally, it covers decision making with conditionals and repeating tasks with loops, helping build a strong foundation for interactive web development.